Welcome. You're listening to the Leading Hope Podcast. My name is VJ Williams, here with my friend and pastor Kevin Jack. Thank you for joining us, taking time out of your day to become a better leader. If you're new, we release a new episode every Wednesday. We'd love for you to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Get that automatically downloaded every Wednesday morning. Also, share this with a friend on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and rate and review on Apple Podcasts. You won't believe how that helps get this podcast in the hands of so many more leaders just like you. Visit leadinghope.online to get updates and find out more about the Leading Hope community. Kevin, we are one past 150 episodes. Today is episode 151. You've titled this, Stop Making It Better. I don't know where we're going here.
I'm really excited.
Stop making it better. Like you literally just a few weeks ago said an entire congregation at Highland Park Church, you told them, you sat up there and you said, my job is to make it better than I found it.
Leave it better.
Except now. Except in this episode.
It may sound ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm excited.
But I really am serious.
Okay. I can't wait to hear this one.
So here is I want to get into the, what I want to address today is the completely unstrategic impulse from people to just run in every direction and try to improve everything.
Yeah.
Like no focus, no strategy, no sense of different leverage, how different things are connected. They just, for everything, they just want to let's just make it better.
Yeah.
And my encouragement to you today is, if that's you, stop making it better. So two examples from the world of exercise. First is one, I want to acknowledge that if you only I'm laughing because I'm saying it like it's a hypothetical example.
Yeah.
But I actually know someone who does this. Okay. Oh. So I was framing it hypothetically, but I'm like, no, but they do this. I have a buddy who, when he works out, he only lifts his arms.
Oh.
That's it.
Yeah.
Every day's arm day.
Yeah. 7 days a week.
All the days.
He's got some giant arms. He probably goes to Big Arm Church.
Yeah, there you go. It's just, we acknowledge, we go, that's not like aesthetically pleasing even.
Yeah.
Nor is it beneficial, nor is it healthy.
Yeah.
Like your risk of injury is monumental. And it also looks a tad silly to have every day be arm day, right? So you go what do we need to do about these arms? Here you go. Make them bigger. Make them better. You're like, no, maybe we don't need to do that. I had a friend in college that he quit. He's college, a little beyond college. But he was like a really big guy, like really strong. I don't mean like he's huge, but like really strong guy.
Okay.
And he quit squatting.
Oh.
He's like, I don't squat anymore. I was like, well, why don't you squat? Because he's like really smart in terms of health stuff as a whole. He wasn't lazy. And he'd go, if I keep squatting, I'll have to buy bigger pants. I was just like, what? He goes, yeah, I don't want to buy more pants. If I keep squatting, my thighs are going to get bigger. I'm not going to fit into the pants that I have. So I'm just going to stop now.
It's a true statement.
I'll do what I can to maintain, but I'm just going to keep it right here. Those are two hilarious examples. One was the person was aware. The other one, the person wasn't aware at all.
Yeah.
To say hey, maybe getting bigger, maybe when you're only training arms, maybe bigger arms isn't the thing you're looking for.
Gotcha.
When you already have well-developed legs to go I don't want to buy new pants. I am perfectly good with the position that I'm in.
Content.
So here's my idea, is that some things should be left as they are, because if they improve, it will cause problems or injury. Some things, not everything in your organization needs to be better. Not everything needs to be bigger, okay? If they get bigger, then it will create more problems. I have a friend who's a pastor who their church, before he got there, was running a Saturday night service. And they did not, I just want to say they did not need it. Okay. Their capacity on Sunday was nowhere near what their room held, but they had a Saturday night service. They had a Thursday night service. And so they came in and he started doing stuff. He's like, well, we have to create these like special things to get people to attend. So they started doing like fun nights, had a snow cone guy come out, kind of like those theme nights to drive attendance.
Yeah.
A year later, I asked him how it was going, and he goes, it's terrible. I was like, what do you mean this is terrible? He goes, well, now it's like 300 people are coming and I can't kill it. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
He goes, well, yeah, like when I got here, there weren't that many people coming. And so we figured out how we could get more people to come. And then we realized that we didn't actually want to have a Thursday night service, but now it's too big to kill. So can we acknowledge like the ridiculousness of that? Of like, you created your own problem by making it better. It would have been easier to kill when it was 50 people. It would have been easier just to go, we're no longer going to do this service. It's poorly attended. We're done with it. But because you made it better, you have now created more problems for yourself. And so here's my note, is that the unfocused leader sees every improvement as a step forward. The focused leader takes strategic steps forward in quality only in areas they want to build upon. If you're driving, I'm going to say that again. This is in our notes. But the unfocused leader sees every improvement as a step forward. The focused leader takes strategic steps forward in quality only in areas that they want to build upon. If I give some example, when I first got to Highland Park, people had all these ideas. What if we did this on the bulletin? What if we did this on groups? What if we did this here? What if we did this on the website? And people had all these different ideas. And I told so many people, I said, do nothing. Do nothing. You can elevate first-time guests, baptism, and serving.
Yeah.
Elevate those, improve those in quality. But the problem is I don't know what we want to do with the rest of these. And so if you make it better, you reduce my flexibility to make future changes. And if some of these things need to go away, you make it even harder to get rid of them if you make them better now. And so it was just the sense to say, like, if you improve the quality on this, it may actually work against our strategic objectives at the end of the day. Years ago, church plant time, when I was the pastor of Crosspoint and we bought a building, we made the very intentional decision to not put air conditioning in our lobby. Now, for one, it was an expense. Like, it was a significant expense. But we went through all this and we said for most people, they would say, yes, AC would be more important than different speakers. Air conditioning in the lobby would be much better than having these nicer chairs. And we said, no, the reality is we didn't want people lingering forever in the lobby because we didn't have that much space in the lobby.
Yeah.
And if we create an environment in which people want to linger, it actually works against our objectives of moving people, moving the first service crowd out and moving the second service crowd in. Now, I don't know many people who would go, no, we're better off without air conditioning. But we were.
Right.
Because we understood what our objectives are. So let me give you a couple quick examples, and then V will see how you want to break this down.
Yep.
Don't improve your lobby space if you don't want people to linger.
Yeah.
Like, don't put a bunch of furniture, a bunch of nice stuff in your lobby space if your goal is to move one crowd out so you can move another crowd in. Don't improve your working space. When I say working environment, I don't mean culture. I mean like physical. Don't improve your physical working space if you want your team out meeting people.
Yeah.
Like if you go, we want our team out making connections, developing people. Don't create this beautiful office space in which people just want to hang out each other because they'll just go, well, let's just hang out in the office. Do you want people in the office?
Oh, wow.
If you do, improve it.
Wow.
If you don't improve it.
Got some changes to make.
I hope this makes sense.
You could have dirt floors.
Don't put TVs in all of your kids' rooms if you don't want them hanging out in their rooms.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll be like, yeah, they're just always in their room. Would you want them in their room? No.
It seems so obvious.
It seems so obvious, but there is just this sense that, hey, anything that's an improvement in quality is a step forward. And if it doesn't fit the direction you want to go, your improvement in quality in one area may actually be a step backward as a whole.
Yeah.
And so to look at it strategically and to say some things must be better. Some things must be much better. other things need to be stalled exactly where they are, and to say, this is as good as it's going to get for now based upon strategy, not because of apathy.
Yeah. Yep. The other part of that that's funny for me is, well, it's not funny. The fact of the matter is that you said something very key here, is that based on where you want to go.
Yes.
If you don't know where you're going, you will continue to try to improve everything.
Yep.
That's what you do.
Yep.
Because you don't know why the improvement is actually meeting the goal.
Yep.
So it's really good. A step before stop making it better is know why you're making anything better to begin with.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of the improvement?
If I give another example, at Be Hope, our gym floor at the time was awful.
Yep.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I didn't want it better. I did.
Yeah.
But at the time, now they've since improvement in the timeline that was appropriate. So I want to be clear on that. Like, they improved it when it should have been improved.
Right.
But 5 years ago was not the time to improve it.
Right.
And based upon when you're listening to this podcast, whatever, 2017 was not the time to improvement. There were other things. And we'd have some people, they'd be like, some pastors would check out facilities and come in and just be like, oh my gosh, your gym floor is awful. Yeah. That's so embarrassing. Embarrassing? Yeah. They're like, well, our gym floor is this and it's way better. I'm like, if you can show me strategically how we can lead one more person to Jesus by our gym floor, I'm in.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it does not fit our strategy. Yeah. It does not fit so why would I improve what does not fit what we're focused on?
Yeah. Yep. The things that you have other things that, because I think you gave the air conditioning in the lobby, which really makes sense to me thinking about it. I think a lot of churches, in general, they have lobby space in churches is just a funny topic.
Yeah.
In general, but like most churches, not all churches, most churches have a problem of getting people into their sanctuary. Cut the AC this weekend. See how fast they get in there. I mean, I know that's hilariously said, but like that makes sense, right? Yep. What are some other things that you think that if it gets better, it creates problems that you may have not listed here that people may not be aware of as they're creating opportunities for their own industry?
I want our staff to be tight with their team and to trust everyone who's on staff. But I do not want our staff to be tight with everyone who's on staff, because if they are, that will require a great amount of time. And we will then spend all of our time as a staff focused on developing relationships with each other instead of the church and the community as a whole.
That's good.
And so we go like, sometimes people have ideas. What if we did this as a team? What if we did this as a team to help everyone connect? And I don't want us that connected as a whole, which may sound like really callous.
Yeah.
But the reality is we all only have so much time for relationships. And so certain relationships need a significant amount of our time. And if we, this sounds like such an engineer thing on something that is organic and relational, so I somewhat apologize for this. But if we misdeploy our time on the relationships that we shouldn't be investing in as much, there isn't time left over for the relationships that we need to be investing in.
Yeah, I mean, it makes complete sense. So what do we... because most cultures will demand that there is some type of a connection between, and there has to be some connection. There has to be some specific connections with the people that you work closely with.
Yes,
but
tight with your team.
But you got a team of 30, 40, 50 people. You can't have that type of connection. If I deploy all my time in making those relationships better, that's what we're talking about here, is what to stop making better. Then I can't grow anything.
Absolutely.
I've only grown our relationship.
Today, you're going to lunch with two people who are on your team.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
If I asked you your schedule for the week and every day you were getting lunch with a different staff member, I would be frustrated.
Yeah. But after the lunch today, then there's a meeting with someone who's not part of our church, but not our team.
But I say that as like, we assume that every step in improvement is an improvement.
Yeah.
and it's not if it doesn't fit the priorities and where you need to head.
Yeah, I want to stick on this subject though about the relationships just for a little bit more because I think it's important. How do we help teams see that important point that actually making your relationship, spending time there is actually going to not serve you well in the future? Because I think a lot of people are struggling.
Listen to episode 151 of the Leading Hope podcast. Maybe that is a starting point.
There you go. We'll just put it in the show notes.
So
just
how can I
listen to this?
If I talked about it relationally, like I need to give, I don't have as strong of relationships with extended family.
Right.
I have relationships.
Yeah.
I don't have like super, super tight. We're texting each other frequently, stuff like that. From areas that I've left, there's a couple people who I'm still in frequent contact with, but not anywhere near the number of, that makes it sound like I was like really popular, not anywhere near the number of friends I have. I say it as like, hey, we realize this as you move from one season to the next, the relationships change.
Yeah.
Deliberately.
Yeah.
I don't feel guilty about that.
Right.
Because I understand that I need to fully invest in where I am right now. And if I'm spending all my time trying to maintain all the past relationships, I can't do what I need to do now.
Yeah.
And so it is to like, partially in this, I want to relieve us of that sense of guilt of, oh, this should be better and this should be better. No, you have limited time, energy, and resources.
Yeah.
Be deliberate. Understand everything can't be 100 all at once.
Yeah.
Be deliberate about where you're investing those in what matters.
For the business leader in their community that's listening, specifically, is there something that you could help them with, an exercise or something that they could employ to like run through maybe everything? Like, is there a kind of system that we could help them with to say, hey, if you think you're trying to improve everything, actually what you need to do is this. You need to look at, categorize, take inventory.
Yeah.
Like, because I think that would help a step forward for them to stop making, because everybody who is inspired to be a great leader wants to make everything better. That's the purpose of this podcast.
Yep.
How do we help them stop doing that and do it where it needs to be?
I've heard the phrase like this. Some things that you hold are rubber. Other things are glass.
Okay.
Some things will bounce and they'll be fine. Other things, they'll shatter.
Yeah.
Your top priorities are glass. There's a better way of phrasing that to acknowledge what is moving forward.
Yeah.
But could I just say it like this? You cannot be super healthy, super well read, crushing it in business, crushing it with your family, and have a fantastic golf game. One of those are gonna suffer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You pick.
Yeah.
You pick. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
you choose.
You say on that, like, you can't be up to date on every TV series there is and have read all the important books. Pick.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to be better at?
Yeah.
And I think the same is true organizationally.
That's good. That's important.
People just come up with ideas and they go, oh, we should do this. Oh, we should do that. Oh, we can make this better. And I don't think anyone really ever stops and go, do we want this to be better? Are we any further ahead if this is better? Because not everything actually needs to be improved. Some things are fine how they are.
Yeah, and I think the challenge to this, which is I really love this concept because it hits me personally. I think we all, especially when we come into new environments, new places, we want to make everything better at the same time, and it's not anywhere close to achievable. It's not possible, and it's not actually going to actually benefit you in the long run. And so I have to actually choose based on, and that's why I said based on where the actual organization is going, on what actually needs to be.
If I could share it like this in terms of like, let's apply the same idea into like information communication. Like if you came to me and you said, hey, I have a way for people to be aware of everything that is going on in our church, I will say, take that and burn it and never bring it back again.
Yeah.
Because I don't want everyone involved in everything.
Yeah.
I want everyone involved in a few key things that are incredibly important.
Yeah.
And we think like, oh, the goal of communication is that everyone is fully aware of everything that's happening. Not if you don't want to lead everyone to everything.
Right. Yeah. And the point of that is why don't you want everybody? Because they don't understand the complexities of what actually it takes to do the thing. And so we actually, that's a whole nother podcast. Wrap this one up.
Yeah.
Wrap this one up.
I have nothing more that I want to say other than, like, if you are being completely unstrategic and unfocused in what you're doing, stop making it better.
There you go.
Figure out what matters first and then make that better.
There we go. 151. Stop making it better. Thank you for joining us and taking time out of your day to be with us. If you're new to the podcast or haven't yet subscribed to Mean the World to us, if you did that now, also post about it, rate and review, or both. You won't believe how that helps get this podcast in the hands of so many more leaders just like you. We love hearing your stories of how the podcast is working in your life or business or your teams. If you have a story, visit leadinghope.online and send that to us. We would love to hear from you. And remember, everyone has 20 minutes to learn to become a better leader. Make it count.
Woo!